Hola amigos, with Dia de Muertos right around the corner, I thought I'd share some tips for beginners on how to build your altar de muertos. And if this is your first time, don't worry because I'm going to share a very simple step-by-step guide on how to do it so that you'll be able to celebrate the life and spirit of your loved one and learn how to personalize it in a way that feels special to you and your family. On my website, I have the written guide that gives you a lot more details than the video will, so feel free to go check that out. I will link it in the description and in the comments. Before we begin, I just want you to know that you don't have to feel pressure to go out and buy a bunch of things. Literally, use whatever you have around your house, especially if this is your first time building an altar. Don't feel pressure by a certain aesthetic of how it looks, because ultimately, the most important thing is that you honor your loved one and that this altar feels special to you. The following are elements that are traditionally included in an altar. You don't need to use everything. Just pick and choose what item speaks to you. Keep it simple, heartfelt, full of meaning, and use what you already have. You'll need photographs of your loved ones. The frame does not matter. Use whatever you have. I always include my fur babies that have passed on to the Rainbow Bridge because on October 27th, that is their special day of celebration. Cempasúchil or marigold flowers are the traditional flowers for Dia de Muertos, and they are used because it's believed that their strong scent helps guide the spirits back home. I use a mix of artificial and real flowers because I have cats, just to play it safe. Candles are used to light the way back home. You can use standard white candles, religious candles, Dia de Muertos themed candles, or battery operated candles, especially the battery operated ones if you have pets, just to be safe. Papel picado is this traditional colorful tissue paper that has different designs on it, and they are used to represent celebration and wind. Religious or spiritual symbols like crosses, saints, candles can all be used. Personal items and mementos like jewelry, work tools, letters, toys, or keepsakes are used. A small bowl of salt is also used, and it's to represent the spirit's purity. A glass of water is always placed on the altar, and it is to quench the spirit's thirst after the long journey back home. Favorite foods and drinks of your loved one are placed on the altar because it's believed that the souls will be hungry and thirsty after their journey back home. Things like pan de muerto, tamales, mole, desserts, drinks like soft drinks, and adult beverages are used. I like to use a mix of real food and these adorable little plates, which I actually found on Amazon, and I will link to those because I've been asked about these many times. Seasonal fruits and vegetables like apples, pumpkins, oranges, guavas, pomegranates, and corn are placed on the altar because it coincides with the celebration of the seasonal harvest. Some people also like to include a bar of soap, water, towel, a mirror in case the spirit wants to clean up after their journey home. I used this little toy figurine that came with my little clay dishes. Colorful painted skulls or sugar skulls are another popular item used. If you can find them or want to use them, you can use ones made out of actual sugar, ones made out of amaranth or chocolate or barro or metal, whatever you have, whatever you want to use. So traditional Day of the Dead altars usually include the four elements. Earth is represented by the fruits, flowers, seeds, grains, and food offerings. Wind is represented by the decorative paper or papel picado, water by the glass of water, and fire is represented by the candles and the copal, which is the type of incense that is traditionally used. Now that we have an understanding of what the traditional elements are, we can start choosing what we want to include into ours and start building our altar. First, you need to pick a spot anywhere in your house where you want to place your altar. It can literally be a small table, a shelf, a corner, anything is fine. You're going to cover the surface with a cloth or fabric of your choice. Something very simple like a white cloth, a linen, it's completely fine. I use these embroider napkins that my mom gave to me many years ago. If this is your first time building an altar, I highly suggest that you stick with 1 or 2 altar levels just to keep things simple. I literally used an old shoebox that I place right in the center of where my altar is, and then I cover it with a piece of cloth just to make it look pretty. Next, I arrange the papel picado. Sometimes I create like an arch over where the altar will be. Other times I will place it on the surface of the altar. This is completely your creative choice. Now you take your photograph and you place it at the highest point of your altar. For me, it's my shoebox, and then you can arrange the remaining photographs around this main photo and around the shelf, wherever you have space. Next, you can start arranging the items that we previously discussed. Anything from special mementos, the food, the drinks, flowers, the candles, anything that you want to include in your altar. The placement of these elements isn't really that important. Just play around with the arrangement of it, arrange, rearrange, just concentrate on how it makes you feel. And as you can see on the top left-hand corner, you can see my kitchen bar shelf because my altar is in a small little corner of my dining room. It doesn't matter, it's wherever you have space. Once you have all of the elements arranged on your altar, you can start lighting your candles and incense in copal if you want to use that, but just make sure you keep a close eye on things and do not leave your altar unattended to avoid any accidents. Congratulations, you've just built your first altar de muertos. I hope the process has brought you lots of comfort and joy in honoring your loved ones. And remember to keep it personal and do what feels right to you, because there isn't just one right way to decorate an altar de muertos. Every year it may be different. The most important thing is how it makes you feel. As I said, every year my altar looks different, and this year I was very lucky to find this wood multi-level reusable altar that is so beautiful, and let me show you how it came together. I'm quite happy with the way my altar came together. It might not be the most beautiful altar in the world, but it's special to me, and it brings me lots of joy and comfort in being able to honor my loved ones who are no longer on this earth, and I hope you too enjoy the process. Remember that I have the link to the written guide on my blog, so do go check that out. Have a beautiful Dia de Muertos, amigos.